We currently find ourselves second in the championship, but results in 3 very winnable fixtures could see us soar to the top of the table. It is Season 4, Episode 6 of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory Career Mode here on EAFC 24. Let's get into it. So we have 3 very winnable games to get to today, the first of which is against Cardiff City away from home, and that is the game that we're going to jump straight into and play in full. We then have a nice big break before we take on Sunderland away from home and then Hull City at home. So I usually say 4 points is about the target in terms of what we want to achieve in each episode, but today certainly we should be aiming much higher. I would say 6 points is a minimum, and I think we could even take away all 9 of these points that are available to us today. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first game against Cardiff City. We're going to run out with our strongest 11, which means Roman Hewitt is going to come back in for Nathan Baxter, Josh Key, Caleb Taylor, Jesse Cartwright, Burke Rieser, and Oscar Duarte, of course, coming in for the injured Bali Mumba, is going to start at left back. We've got Alex Lowry and Jamie Shackleton as our midfield pair. And then Alex Petit, Daniel Jebison and Eli Just are going to be the 3 main attackers. Keane Lewis-Potter also injured for the same amount of time as Bali Mumba. So both out for 3 months. Neither going to be available in this game. And so we're going to have a centre midfield heavy bench. Lewis Baker, Joe Powell and Matthew Garbett. It occurred to me very recently that I've been calling him Michael Garbett for I think basically the entire series. So apologies to Matthew Garbett, and we'll try and make that change going forward. Pre-match report for Cardiff City. They're going to play a 4-2-3-1. They don't have the best run of form in the last 5, but they have won their most recent game at only a 2.5-star team, and they're not going to do anything particularly unusual in terms of their tactical approach to the game. So let's jump straight into it and see if we can get a result here at Cardiff City Stadium. Still not running out with the third kit or the away kit just yet. Actually, I think we've used the away kit in the series so far, but we haven't yet used the third kit, and I'm kind of thinking maybe we won't use that at any point this season, because I've taken a look at it again, and I'm not sure what I was thinking when I designed it. It's pretty ugly. So maybe we'll run it out once or twice, but I don't think it's going to be in the regular rotation, as Daniel Jebison plays a ball up towards Alex Lowry to kick things off here. Oscar Duarte, possibly fortunate to be starting at left back today. He does have the chance due to that injury to Bali Mumba. However, Burke Rieser I think would be worth a try at left wing back. He is surprisingly pacey for a player who is primarily a centre-back. And he is obviously a much higher overall than Oscar Duarte. So we may well give Burke Rieser a chance at left wing-back at some point, especially since Oscar Duarte is not going to be able to play every game. He's just not going to have the stamina for it. So somebody else is going to have to fill in there. And the 2 options really are going to be Burke Rieser or Jerry Dorset. So Dorset, certainly a worse option than Burke Rieser, I would say. Burke Rieser, not ideal, but is likely going to be the better of the 2. So we're settling into this starting lineup very well now this season. It's been the same 11 for most of the games that we've played. We've been making some changes for the games that we've quick simmed, as Oscar Duarte puts one in for Alex Lowry. It falls to Jamie Shackleton on the edge of the box. It was a good strike, but a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. But get the sight of goal early here, Redmont Rangers. I have tweaked the sliders just a little bit for this particular game. I have just recently put out a settings and sliders video, so check that out if you haven't already. I break down all of the settings that I use and all of the slider changes that I've made for this career mode series. I have just tweaked 2 things ever so slightly, so the video still pretty much applies, but I will be posting an update video at some point as well. But I do want to give these a while to breathe and see what difference those changes make over the course of a handful of games before I post any updates. So Cardiff City in our final third for the first time, really, as they work a good opportunity and they take it. First chance of the game for Cardiff City, and it is a goal already for the home team. So it's had 3 very winnable fixtures in this game. This one just got a whole lot less winnable. Still a long time to go, obviously. Just set up on the edge of the box, the Cardiff City attacker. A left-footed strike away into the corner. And I think we're already seeing one of those changes to the sliders already coming to fruition for the CPU team. So one of the changes I did make was to drop the shot accuracy, or the shot error slider. I dropped that down from 80 just to 78. That was a change that I mentioned potentially making in that settings and sliders video. And I did decide to make that change just because the CPU teams have been a little toothless in attack. They're not really been able to finish the chances that they've created, with possibly the exception of Norwich, who put 3 past us in a recent episode. And just dropping it from 80 down to 78. I'm just hoping there'll be a few more shots on target and a few more goals for the CPU. And it was a good strike from the Cardiff City striker for their opener here. Possibly Roman Hewitt should have got something on it. Big header from Jesse Cartwright. And we're going to have to try and get a foothold in this game if we do want to go ahead and win it. Eli just coming away with the ball on the left-hand side. He's got very little help, though. He just has to hold the ball up. Plays it across to Alex Petit in the end, who does have Josh Key on an overlapping run, but again, there's very little help ahead of him. All he has for company is 2 Cardiff City defenders, so he just recycles the ball with Caleb Taylor. Jamie Shackleton now in the centre of midfield, again spreads it wide to Josh Key. A little bit more help now with Alex Petit to distract one of those 2 defenders, and Eli Josh gets up for the header at the back post, but headed away by the Cardiff City defender. Daniel Jebison not allowing him to turn out and clear the ball, though, and even manages to put a foot in and force it out for a throw-in. So potential opportunity for Redmont to pin Cardiff City in their own territory. Daniel Jebison can't do it by himself, though. As we can see, Cardiff City have a player who has picked up a knock. We'll see if he's able to run it off. As Jamie Shackleton presses in midfield, trying to win that ball back. And it's a poor pass in the end that allows Oscar Duarte to pick it up comfortably. We haven't got a panic just yet. 25 minutes gone in the game. There's still plenty of time to find an equaliser and even a winner. And it could come here with Daniel Jebison at the near post. But he couldn't quite reach the ball. It's a decent cross from Alex Petit, who continues to impress the youngster. Another big header from Jesse Cartwright. He just never gets beaten in the air. He's so big and strong. And Alex Petit will drive now again. That overlapping run from Josh Key, and Alex Petit finds him. I think that's where we're going to find most success today. Alex Lowry in the box. The ball fell at his feet. Eli just on the rebound. And it's parried away by the Cardiff City goalkeeper. So another Redmont Rangers corner as Hans Newman looks on. Alex Petit to put it in. He's going to try and drive it towards the penalty area and the run of Burke Rieser, who can't quite get his head on the ball before it's cleared. Josh Key in a bit of trouble and gives the ball away, but Oscar Duarte fortunately picks up the rebound. Daniel Jebberson's made a good run towards the penalty area, gets his head on it, but what a fantastic save again from the Cardiff City goalkeeper. And it goes out for another Alex Petit corner. He'd done well just to take up a position just outside the 6-yard box, Daniel Jebberson, and just kind of flicked it backwards as Burke Rieser wins the header from the corner and gets Redmont Rangers level. The pressure had been building a little bit. A couple of corners in quick succession, as well as a couple of crosses just from open play, one of which Daniel Jebberson managed to get his head on, but Burke Rieser gets his head on this one after the cross from Alex Petit, and he absolutely buries it in the far corner. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about that, even though he did dive away towards his right. He was never going to catch the ball as it sailed past him. So, level once again as Alex Lowry nicks it away. Redmont Rangers not content rather, with just an equaliser. We want a winner as that Trivella play style rears its head as Alex Lowry prods the ball towards goal with the outside of his foot. It's a poor pass from Oscar Duarte. Eli Justin just made the run in behind, but he had to play the ball earlier if he wanted to find him. That's a really poor pass from the Cardiff City player, though. He's managing to do what Oscar Duarte couldn't and get the ball into Eli Just's feet. Switch of play here, though, because we've got two over on this right-hand side, one of whom is Josh Key. And again, he's going to try and find Daniel Jebberson at the near post. Alex Lowry wins the ball on the edge of the box. Alex Petit cuts inside and shoots. And again, saved by the Cardiff City goalkeeper, who's keeping his team in the game at this point. Nathan Baxter just letting Hans Newman know what he's seen there. Daniel Jebberson apparently picked up an injury. Headed wide from Eli Just. Took a deflection though. And we'll have to keep an eye on that Daniel Jebberson injury, as Burke Rieser again is in there. Couldn't get his header on target this time though. Hopefully our striker is not too seriously injured, and hopefully it's one that he can run off. He does well to bring the ball down in the box there though. How he managed to control that, I do not know. Took it down on his chest, turned 180 on the spot and volleyed it towards goal. A fingertip save from the goalkeeper this time, and Hans Newman can't believe his side aren't in front. There'll be another corner from Alex Petit. There'll be another header from Burke Rieser, but it's actually the goalkeeper who gets to the ball first this time. And he tries to set Cardiff City away on a counter-attack early. Oscar Duarte fights well for the ball there though. Burke Rieser just trying to slip it through to Jamie Shackleton. But Eli Just will pick it up and run with it. He's faced down by 3 Cardiff City defenders and can't find Alex Lowry as he tries to play the ball inside. Burke Rieser having a good half, and he spreads the ball wide to Josh Key, who again will drive towards the Cardiff City back line. It's a good challenge though. And the linesman indicates a throw-in rather than a free kick. Oh, it's a poor throw-in from Josh Key though. Alex Lowry was free, and he chose to try and find Alex Petit instead. And Alex Lowry now trying to unlock the door to the Cardiff City defence. But They'd set up well with that bank of midfielders just in front of their back line. Too many of them to find a way through. And again, it's going to have to be an attack via the wing. Alex Petit trying to pull it back to Josh Key, but unable to find him. Good challenge from Josh Key as he tracks back to stop that Cardiff City counter-attack though. Best attacks so far have certainly come down the wing. It's been Alex Petit with the ball at his feet on that right-hand side often so far. And we just need Daniel Jefferson to find a bit of space at some point. It does look like he's run off that injury that he picked up in that first half. So that is a good sign. Don't have to make a change just yet. It's likely Samson Tavide will make an appearance at some point. Alex Lowry couldn't quite find Daniel Jefferson there. And it is going to be half-time. I've played the first half with commentary off just because I thought it might be a bit of a better experience audio-wise. It's quite hard to play the game with commentary off though. So I'm just going to bump that back up. I think maybe just to 4. I don't want it to come through too much in the video, but it was good to hear the commentators when a player's picked up an injury, or we need to hear like goal updates and things like that. So I'm going to put it back on. 4 might even not quite be enough. I might need it back up to 5, which it was on before, I believe. So Redmont looking to pick up where they left off in that first half. Cardiff City got the goal out of the blue, but other than that, they've created very little to speak of really in terms of chances. And the second portion of that first half was very much dominated by Redmont Rangers, so we'll look to do the same in the second half. And we've got an opportunity to do just that here as Alex Lowry sets Josh Key away. Daniel Jefferson is on his own in the box. Josh Key with the pace to beat his man outside though. Strikes towards goal and it bounces across the 6-yard box. It was a good save from point blank range initially by the goalkeeper. But unable to find a rebound before a Cardiff City player pounced on the ball and managed to clear. Nice little ball slipped in behind for the goal scorer. But Greaser comes across to try and deal with it. It's a poor cross in the end though, and Alex Petit will come away. Eli just outside him. Just going to have to turn back because there's not a lot of help up ahead. We're not the quickest team in terms of counter-attacks. Oh, it's a lucky bounce as it falls to Josh Key, and Daniel Jefferson is in the box, but it's a vital header by Cardiff City, but a really poor clearance that Eli just takes full advantage of. The clearance from the Cardiff City player didn't go out of the box. Instead, it just looped up and back towards the back post. It was Alex Lowry that put the Cardiff City defender under pressure, and he just kind of swung his right foot at the ball, but it just looped up into the air. And Eli just with good positioning in the box. Fortunate that the ball fell right to him. And he just headed past the helpless goalkeeper, who so far has been Cardiff City's man of the match. He's made a number of very, very good saves in the game so far, but unable to do anything about either of the goals, really. Two good, strong headers from close range. One from a corner, one from a rebound. And again, we're getting good penetration down this right-hand side. It's Alex Petit this time. Puts in the cross but can't find anybody. Daniel Jefferson had made a good run towards the near post. Eli just hanging around at the back post, but nobody really taking up that position around the penalty spot. Oh, poor touch from Alex Petit. We could have done with a cross in there with his left foot. But his touch just took it away from him, and the Cardiff City defender was able to recover the ball. Jamie Shackleton gives it away in midfield, though. Another decent performance from him so far. Again, nothing too exciting from Jamie Shackleton, but just very solid, very consistent play. Oh, and Josh Keys won the ball back, and Daniel Jefferson just pokes it away. Another really poor pass, though, and Cardiff City have yet again sold out their goalkeeper, but Eli just puts it wide. Really should be 3-1. Yet again, the Cardiff City defence seem to be doing their best to lose the game, despite the best efforts of the goalkeeper. And it was a poor pass across the field this time that Eli just nipped in and stole. But perhaps a little bit too much time on this occasion. And that's got to be a handball. No, the referee waves play on. Make a couple of changes next time the ball goes out of play as we approach the 65-minute mark. Eli just in a little bit of space on the left-hand side here, but quickly closed down. Oscar Duarte puts it in towards Alex Petit, but again cleared by the Cardiff City defence. Jesse Cartwright comes over, and the Cardiff City attacker, a good run, and he's found. Great challenge from Burke Reeser, though. But Caleb Taylor gives it straight back. Bit of a frantic couple of minutes here for Redmont, but the shot in the end straight at Roman Hewitt, fortunately. One pass there kind of split us in two. As the Cardiff City midfielder just played a single direct ball straight through the middle, and the Cardiff City striker was the first to it. Despite the fact that there were three Redmont defenders in the area. Great ball across from Jamie Shackleton to Eli Just. He's continued his run inside, and he finds Alex Lowry now. He's going to shoot from range. It's a green timed shot, but it's blocked. Josh Key lifts it in towards Daniel Jefferson. Again, the ball is cleared. Lost count of the amount of times that I've said that today. Blocked by Daniel Jefferson, though, as he presses high. Eli Just wins the header. Daniel Jefferson shoots on the turn. And out for a Cardiff, for a Redmont Rangers corner. So a couple changes. Duarte is going to come in for going to come off rather for Dorset. But Grisa is going to go out to left wing back. Eli Just is going to come off for Matthew Garbett. And I think bringing Lowry off is probably going to be a good idea here as well. So we'll bring Lewis Baker on. So a triple substitution in the 70th minute here for Redmont Rangers. And the goal scorer for Cardiff comes off, replaced by Keon Etete. So he was a player that we had our eye on early in the series. We ended up going with Daniel Jefferson in the end, and that looks to be a good decision. Caleb Taylor crossing the ball in. We'd rather he was in the box to be found with the cross. But didn't work out that way on this occasion. We could do it just keeping possession for these last 15-20 minutes or so. We are a goal up away from home, so we don't need to push too hard for an additional goal. Really good feat from Daniel Jefferson. Just can't do enough to work enough space for a shot there. We don't need to push too hard to double our advantage. However, we also don't just want to sit back and defend. We don't want to invite pressure. So trying to walk that fine line between pressing for the goal that would secure it and not leaving ourselves too open at the back to concede the equaliser. Daniel Jefferson for Samson Tavide will be the next change that we make. That will probably be around the 80-minute mark, or probably the next time the ball goes out of play. Daniel Jefferson with one last chance to drive at the Cardiff City defence, though. He spreads it wide for Josh Key, who's in acres of space to find the cross. Garbutt in. Diving header at the near post. But straight at the goalkeeper, who makes yet another save. Again, Daniel Jefferson chips it forward to Matthew Garbutt. This time he strikes, but it's blocked. Jamie Shackleton with the fake shot. And lays it off for Burke Reeser. Garbutt there strikes and again puts it wide. If that was on target, the goalkeeper would have been able to do nothing. Again, it's a fortunate bounce in the penalty area, and it falls at Matthew Garbutt's feet this time. But he drags it wide, just as Eli just did earlier. So a couple of chances to put the game away for Redmont Rangers, but each of them has gone begging so far. Daniel Jefferson off for Samson Tavide then. Not had quite as much game time this season as I thought he might, Samson Tavide, but Daniel Jefferson's been playing very well, so hard to take him out of the team when he's playing so well. Thought potentially that could be a free kick on the edge of the box there, but again the referee waves play on. He's happy for a couple of robust challenges to go in. Good feet from Matthew Garbutt, almost did it again. And as we said, just keeping possession here is going to be absolutely fine. I'm tempted to just drop into... I think I will do that here. We just drop into our defensive game plan. So we don't want to sit too far back, but just dropping those wingers back into a flat midfield four is certainly going to be a good idea for these last 10 minutes. We don't need Petit and Garbutt quite so far up the field anymore. Not at this stage of the game. And Atete looks absolutely enormous. That was the main reason we had our eye on him, just because he was so tall and he was likely going to be so good in the air. And he does look absolutely enormous on the field. Matthew Garbutt trying to steal in at that back post. Here he is with the ball now. And Jesse Cartwright, just as big, just as strong, but a better player. 5 minutes left in the game then. Cardiff City not pressing too aggressively for that equaliser. You would have thought that at this stage of the game they would be a little more eager to get back into it. But they continue to sit deep as we approach full time here. Good challenge from Jamie Shackleton just to win the ball back. That's such good, industrious play. And if Cardiff City aren't going to come and press us, then we're not going to venture too far forward into their half. Jesse Cartwright just allowed to stand with the ball at his feet. And if they do want an equaliser, they're going to have to come and get the ball. Josh Key gets a little more adventurous though. Alex Petit making a run in behind. Probably would have been a better idea just to hold on to it there. Cardiff City give it away though. Michael Garbutt finds the ball at his feet. Tries to play the ball through to Lewis Baker. But deflected and away. But Reeser giving the ball up to Atete. Right, there's just so few options in our final third for Cardiff. Strikers have just been isolated all game long. And we just get the ball in the corner with Burke Reeser. Pulls it back for Samson Tavide, who finds Lewis Baker and he settles it. 4 minutes deep into injury time. And Lewis Baker does put the cherry on top of the cake for Redmont Rangers. The referee was almost certainly going to blow his whistle at any minute. But Burke Reeser just nipped into the penalty area. Found Samson Tavide on the pullback. who just laid it off for Lewis Baker, who was all alone in the penalty area. And he taps it past again, the helpless goalkeeper, who's had a very, very good performance. He's conceded 3 goals, but he has been the standout player for Cardiff City today. And there is the final whistle. So things looked a little bit sketchy 15 minutes into the game. It wasn't the best start for Redmont Rangers, and we did go a goal down after about 15 minutes. But from there, we just took the game by the scruff of the neck, really imposed ourselves, and ended up putting 3 past Cardiff. 1 before the break, 2 more in the second half to secure a 3-1 win away from home. And it's another good start to the episode. We said 9 points is the target. 6 is the absolute minimum I want from this episode. I mean, I guess 5 I wouldn't be too unhappy with, but absolutely dominating performance. 61% possession, 21 shots to Cardiff's 2. 247 passes attempted. Really, really good performance from us. Any important results there? I didn't see too many that stood out. Swansea, I think, drew 2-2. They might have even won 2-0 though. I was a little distracted as that popped up. We pride ourselves on resilience. And we deserved our goals today. Scoreline certainly didn't flatter us. It flattered Cardiff, if anything. Should have been 3-0 rather than 3-1. So, positive start to the episode. Bournemouth, however, also win their game. So they do stay 2 points ahead of us. Marko Shevchuk is the youth player that we signed in the last episode, I believe it was, maybe 2 episodes ago. And he does look really good. 62 overall at 17 years of age. 0-4 play styles potentially. He is a CDM, left-footed. And yeah, just looks a pretty balanced player already. And then his younger brother, Ivan Shevchuk, looks like he could be something in a couple of years' time as well. We've got 3 other scouting reports to check out here as well. So we'll see if there are any other players who look like they could be useful at some point in the future. Not too much from America. Ukraine was where we found a couple of gems so far, though. Not today. And then England we've had very little from. And it looks like that's going to continue. Austin Powell looks like he's worth adding to the youth squad and taking a look at. Not sure how good he's going to be, though. So, second game rather, of the episode is going to be against Sunderland. So, as usual, we're going to rotate the squad just ever so slightly for this game. Lowry's going to come out for Garbett. Tavide's going to start up front. And I think I'm going to give Brendan Clark a game here as well. O'Hora can come in for, let's say, Taylor. And I'm actually going to start Baxter in this game as well. We do need to rotate the goalkeepers just to keep them both happy. I want Hewitt to play more than Baxter. But didn't realise Joe Powell wanted to play so badly, or I probably would have played him. So let's jump into this press conference. The morale was a little low looking at the squad there. So as we've learned, the press conferences really are the best way to keep morale high. We are top of the table. It is about the result. We are top of the table, so team performance should be something that players are happy with. We've got a very small squad, so playtime shouldn't be too much of an issue. Although it probably is going to be a slight issue at the moment, since we do run out with the same starting 11 so often. Again, they want us to use that ugly, ugly third kit. Let me just show you that again, just to remind you of what it looks like. Is it nice? Is it ugly? I can't really decide. I feel like it's incredibly ugly now that I look at it again. Maybe we'll use it in a game at some point, and then we can decide for certain whether we like it or not. So we're going to quick sim this one against Sunderland, and it's a 3-1 loss. So the 9 points for the episode is out of the window. We can't finish with 5 either, so
Just a couple of questions for you.
I said I would settle for 6. So 6 is obviously what we're going to go for. It is Hull City, who are the final team that we're going to take on in this episode. So we'll try our best to get a win there. We'll just check the table and see if Bournemouth won their game, which they did. So Bournemouth extend their lead at the top of the table to 5 points. So setting the pace at the moment, Bournemouth. So let's go back to our full strength 11 for this one, just to really try and ensure that we get these 3 points. It's going to be important. And Eli Just is away on international duty along with Garbutt. So we're not even going to have a full bench for this game. This is where we might need to bring back players from loan. I'm not going to do it just yet, just because Garbutt and Just, they will be back at some point. But, you know, if we get one more injury, for example, we're not going to have a full bench for the duration of that injury. So something to think about, but full strength 11 with the, well, best 11 of the players available is essentially what we've got for this game at Redmont Arena against Hull City. And we don't have enough to fill the bench, which we are aware of. And we do manage to squeak out a win against Hull City. Samson Tavide with the winner in the last minute. Looked like an eventful game. Vaughan opened the scoring for Hull City in the 13th minute. Brendan Clark then scored. Missed a penalty 15 minutes later. Why he's taken the penalties, I'm not sure. Daniel Jebison should have been on those. Scored one earlier in the season. Tavide then comes on for Clark. Petit makes it 2-1 to Redmont Rangers. But in the 82nd minute, Vaughan scores his second and equalises for Hull. Samson Tavide, the substitute, 2 minutes from time, gets that all-important winner. So it is 6 points in the episode. Didn't see Bournemouth in there. So
right if we just ask you a couple of questions?
We'll have to wait and see how they did in their own game. Really, really big win that, though. That goal from Samson Tavide could prove to be so important this season. And we can see that, unfortunately, Bournemouth did also win their game. So continuing to set the pace, not only in terms of points scored, but in points scored. Points achieved, points gained, but also in terms of goals scored as well. So 41 goals for Bournemouth, only 15 conceded. So they're having a really, really good season. Let's take a slightly wider look at the table just to round things out for the episode. So we sit in second place, 5 points behind Bournemouth, but 3 points ahead of Sheffield United, who sit in third place. The remaining playoff teams are made up of West Brom, Swansea and Bristol City. Bristol City, however, level on points with 3 other teams, Luton Town, Watford, Preston, all on 26 in addition to Bristol City. Luton Town and Watford also with a game in hand. So those playoff spots still very, very hotly contested. Let's take a look at the bottom of the table as well. We have Cardiff City, Plymouth Argyle, one of the teams who got promoted with us from League One last season, and Birmingham, the 3 teams down in the relegation zone. But Millwall level on points with Cardiff and with Plymouth. Huddersfield, Coventry just a point out of the drop zone. So just as tight at the bottom as it is at the top. Let's take a look at the calendar then, and we'll see what we're doing in the next episode. We've got a game against Bristol City at home. We are away to Millwall, and then we've got an important clash against Swansea also at home. So that'll be the game that we play in the next episode, since Swansea are one of the playoff teams and a team that we do need to try and establish a lead over if we are to secure that second automatic promotion spot below Bournemouth. So we'll look forward to that rather in the next episode. I hope to see you there. Take it easy.